This is a response to some common questions I get about the Menu Social Icons plugin. Specifically, what to do if you want your icons that are in your menu over here aligned with your other links. What do you do if you want them to show up over on the right side? Or what do you do if you want to change their color or their size, or their padding in ways that aren't available in the default options? To do those things, you need to do a little bit of custom CSS. We'll walk through that. It's not too complicated. And to help me here, I've installed a plugin called CSS by Coopersmith. I did that just the same way I would install Menu Social Icons by going to Plugins, Add New, and searching for CSS. There are lots of plugins that do this. Jetpack will let you put in custom CSS. A plugin called Simple Custom CSS will help you. I'm using CSS by Coopersmith because it integrates with the WordPress customizer, which gives you a live preview and is a little bit better for an interactive demo like this. I've also installed the Styles plugin because that's another way that if you're using any of the supported themes for styles, like the default WordPress themes, it'll let you change your colors and fonts without any code at all. So now that I have CSS installed and activated, I'm going to go ahead and go to Appearance, Customize, and that's going to load up a live preview of my website where I can then go and edit my CSS. I'm going to zoom out a little bit here so I get the normal menu. There we go. Now, I know what the CSS selectors are for this menu. If you want to mess with anything on your layout, you would normally right-click on an element and say Inspect Element, and that would bring up a selector that would let you look at the code. You can see, okay, this is an I tag, and it's an icon Facebook, or maybe it's inside of an A tag, which is a link, and inside of an LI tag, which is the wrapper for all of these. And you see, this wrapper LI has the icon, the class social icon, and Facebook. So you can use either of those to select all the social icons or just Facebook. You don't necessarily need to understand that here because I'm going to tell you the answers, but using the inspector is something you should get used to. It's a great tool to go and you can put your mouse over any of the tags and it'll tell you what that relates to, or you can right click on any of the elements to get more information about it. In this case, we'll just stick to social icons. So we'll say first, what do we do if you want our icons to align right when everything else in the menu is aligned left? We're going to use li.socialIcon, which that means any list item which has the class social icon with a hyphen in it. And we're going to put in some braces there. And we're going to say float right. And that's all you need. Now you'll notice when I said float right, they changed order. So if I were to get rid of that, you see it goes Facebook, Twitter, email. When I say float right, it goes email, Twitter, Facebook. So just keep in mind that floating them, just the way CSS and HTML work, it does reverse the order. You can go back into your menu and account for that by reordering your items in the reverse you want them to. So there they floated right. But now some users, they say, oh, my theme has too much padding in between the icons. What can I do there? Well, a lot of themes, they'll have margin or padding on the list items already. So I could say margin 0 and see, okay, well, it is the margin on that. I could have also tried padding 0 to see what that would get me. So I'll stick with margin. Now, margin 0, maybe that's a little bit too little. So I'll go margin right just to adjust the right margin, and maybe 10 pixels is a good amount, or maybe 20 pixels, or maybe 5. You can adjust to taste. Oh, 5. Come on. All right. Let's see, what else might we want to do? We might want to change the hover colors. Maybe I want my hover color to be the same green as up there in my title. So that color is set on the I tag of the icon, most likely. So I could do li.socialIcon, or it's probably on the link. Social icon A for a link. And again, I know it's A because if I inspect the element, I can see that there's an li and then an A tag and then an I. Now in the A tag, we can also, if we click on the A, we can see that it's setting color 6A, 6A, 6A. So that I know that's where my color is being set. So I want to use the color from WordPress up here, which is 59AF66. So I'm going to say in my li.socialIcon A, I'm going to say color that like that. I could also use, if I'm just messing around, I'll say color red or color blue, and it'll give me very strong colors. I just want to match there. And then maybe I also want to set a hover color for, maybe I don't want it to be black, maybe I want it to be red. So I can do li.social icon a hover with a colon, and then color red, and then close my brace there. And now when I hover, I'll get my red. Is that everything you want there? Oh, the other thing might be size. So we could also do, maybe on the A, we could say font size is 50 pixels, 50 px. Or maybe we want it to be 5 px. We can adjust the size of the icons there. The one thing to consider with menu social icons is it is using a library called Font Awesome. And so that has some default sizes for a reason. I think on this it is, let's see, I think it's 16 pixels or 14 pixels. Font size, 24 pixels. And so these go in increments of 12. So what that means, if I were to say font size 12 px, or if I were to say font size 24 or 36 px, those are all going to show up nice and sharp because these icons are designed to show up pixel perfect sharpness at those ratios. If I were to do something in the middle, like 30, it's going to be a little bit more blurry. And this might be, okay, so it looks like the font size is actually on the I. So I would want to do li.social icon I to get an actual, so that's actually 30 pixels, and actually, I would want it to be 36 or 48 to get pixel perfect. Well, 40, it's going to be a little bit blurrier. I think that's everything. If you're using the Styles plugin, you could go in and play a little bit more without having to do code. I could go into menu primary, which is what this menu is. I can adjust the background of that menu, maybe to be, maybe a light green. And I could go in and select the top item, text color, and make those red or orange or yellow, and kind of play around and see what fits in well for me. Maybe I want to do a dark green. That gives you a little bit more creative freedom to try things out. Once you're ready and you feel like the site is something in a state that you like, you just click Save and Publish, and you're done. You close it, go to your site, and there are your changes.